Hi, everyone. It's me, Dr. Stacy Betancourt, with another edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy. Today, we talk about controlling feelings. And specifically, I have a couple of questions. Are you in control of your feelings, or are your feelings in control of you? Now, the second part of that question is a follow-up in the sense that, well, aren't we in control of everything we do? And the short answer is yes, but the deeper answer has so much more to do with your environment, your past experiences, your brain, and how your brain reacts in certain circumstances. That's a hard word to say, but let's kind of break it down a little bit. In certain situations, you'll know people who seem to be very neutral no matter what happens. If there's a tense moment, a funny moment, a not so funny moment, this individual is kind of just in between, just kind of neutral. They're not really reacting, they're not they're not ignoring, but they're just not reacting in where most people would react, especially in stressful, high stress situations. These are people who seem to always be in control and are the calm in the midst of chaos. So the thing is that we look at these people like in professional settings, and it becomes very like almost abstract. And we look at them and we question what's going on. Well, the idea is there's several things happening. And for others, we've noticed people who have seemed to be out of control of their feelings. Something happens, and in professional situations or personal situations, these people just lose it. And it becomes very odd to us as adults because we realize and expect certain things from adults. And the idea is that isn't always the case. So let's take a look at what's really going on. Number one, can we control the responses? The answer is yes. It takes some work, but yes, you can learn to control your impulses that are probably not really acceptable, especially in professional settings. But the idea is, yes, you can. And even though even myself, we go through emotional difficulties, it comes down to understanding what triggers the responses. For me, it comes from childhood. I'll be honest. And yes, it is absolutely something I'm working on. It is very important that I learn to work on it because I'm no longer a child. I am a grown adult. And as a grown adult who's advocating that you guys get help, who better than someone who realizes if I'm going to help others, I've got to learn to help myself. And it does take practice. The idea is learning the opposing action when there's feelings generated. And for me, it's being accused of things I didn't do or being reprimanded for things I didn't do. And yes, that still happens in the workplace. Now, on my own, I don't blame myself because I'm my own boss. But when I worked before, this would happen. And it was really hard not to be that little girl who was trying to defend herself in the best way possible. But it wasn't working out so well when I was a little girl, and it wasn't working out so well when I was an adult. So learning how to address those feelings takes cognizant understanding and awareness. For example, if you are in a situation where one of your triggers is happening, and these are triggers, these are things that could be from childhood, it could be from your adulthood, it could be morals, it could be a lot of things. The first thing you need to tell your brain is to calm down. Now that may seem silly, but and overly simplistic, but let me explain to you something. When you tell your brain to calm down, what you're actually doing is you're counterbalancing the release of hormones that are the fight and flight. So I'm talking specifically about the adrenaline, which is your epinephrine. It is your norepinephrine. And again, it's your fight or flight. When you tell yourself to calm down and you slow your breathing, then you are releasing oxytocin. And I've talked about oxytocin before, but that is one of your hormones. It's your calming hormone. It's your feel-good hormone. And with that, you are literally counterbalancing the stress hormones that were caused by the reactive statement, action, whatever it is. It takes practice, yes. Do you need help? Yes. Can I help you with that? Yes. I've been trained in the triggers that can cause these reactions. And I can also give you some help with getting you to release those hormones, because yes, you can control them. And when you learn how to do that, it's actually a very powerful situation. So let me know if you have questions. So for now, it's learning to get better balance in your life. And you definitely need help, especially if these are things that you've been carrying around since childhood. It's time. Let's help you get through them. Okay. So for now, remember to exercise calmness. You can't always be in control of every situation, but you can control how you respond. So for now, think about that. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below. I would love to read them. And if you need help, seek help from me. Reach out, email me through my website, comment down below. I can get in touch with you. But for now, remember, treat yourself with grace. You're on a journey, and so is everyone else. And we don't know the journey that others are on. So treat others with grace. You'll find it comes back to you. For now, this is Dr. Stacy Betancourt with another edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy, and I'll see you next week.